Greetings, comic friends. It's been a little while since I did one of these videos of going over some stuff that I have ordered, purchased, other than new comics, obviously, but filling in some gaps in a few runs here. As you know, these are kind of infrequent because I haven't been buying older comics as much recently, with the prices still, I think, a little bit inflamed from where they should be. But I do have some stuff that's already in the works, and I do want to finish them out. So every once in a while, I'll kind of get inspired, like, I might have a little extra cash around. Let's do the rounds, go to the places I go, and see what things they have specifically to help fill in these runs that I'm needing to finish off. So I did that a few weeks ago, and I have stuff from maybe 4 different sellers, but one of them came from London, so it took a little while to get here, and I wanted to do this all at once, so I had to wait for that to get here. So let's see. So one thing that I found just kind of as I was looking at other things, the places that I like to go, particularly when filling in runs, when you're not needing to get anything big, I like going to Nucadia and Atomic Avenue, where Atomic Avenue is just a place for a bunch of people to put their stuff. Nucadia is a single seller. And I think these are all from that. I think it was 1 order from Nucadia and 3 orders from different sellers on Atomic Avenue. But they're usually pretty good places to find some filler stuff. And I was lucky, so Nucadia, every week they'll run a special sale on a specific character. And the day that I just happened, like, let's try to fill some into the Daredevil run, I went to Nucadia, and it was 25% off all Daredevil books. So I kind of got lucky there. I didn't end up getting a lot from there. I didn't end up getting a lot total because, you know, I don't need that many anymore. But what I did get, I was able to get for a good price from there. I do have them all kind of mixed up. I don't quite remember what I got from where. Some I do. Some will be obvious because I will talk about it. But yeah, let's jump in. So when I am looking for stuff, I'm looking for a particular book or whatever, and I'll find it. I'll see what else they have that I need, whether it be someplace like Nucadia or different sellers on eBay or Hip Comic or Atomic Avenue or whatever. And one that I was ordering things from happened to have this, so I picked it up from them, and that is Venom -1. I do get the 90s Venom minis, 90s up and through probably beginning 2000s, but at least the 90s stuff. I'm collecting all of those limited series, and this kind of fit with that, so I went ahead and picked it up. Like, yeah, this probably belongs in that collection, so I picked this single issue up. There was also someone that had 3 of the later Tales of the TMNT books that I needed for, if I remember correctly, really good prices. So I was able to get number 63, 67, and 68. Yes. This is a tough series to pull together. You're lucky if you get these issues at $10 or below. You're lucky if you find them for like 20 sometimes. And I think they had them for maybe 5 each. I was like, oh crap, I'll scoop those up. And I think I still had to pay shipping, but like even with the shipping on it, like this is still a really good deal. And you very easily could find these same issues for $20 or $30 someplace else or at a con or something like that, because a lot of these people know, sellers know that these are not easy to find. And if they price them at $30, someone's going to come around eventually needing it and say, God, I never see these. Fine, I'll buy it. So to find someone that was selling them for reasonable amounts, you just had to scoop them up. So 3 more issues off of my Tales of the TMNT run. That one's surprisingly getting fairly close, which I will be happy when that one's done, because it is just a nightmare. And then the rest are all Daredevils. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. In reality, 7, but we'll get to that. So the first one, I'll count them down from highest down to lowest. Daredevil number 58. Actually, I think I got this off of eBay. Now that I think about it, I think someone had it and I offered them something and they accepted. But I think there's some significance to this. I forget what it is. It's like either an unmasking or death of Karen Page. I don't remember, but it's one of those books that, like, it ends up being anywhere from a $10 to $20 book. Nothing crazy, but all the other books around this number, are $4 or $5 maybe. But I was able to get a good price on it, and this is the last book that I needed for Volume 2. So now all Volume 2 is complete, which is great. Another higher number, Daredevil number 379. This actually is the last issue of Volume 1. So I think I need maybe 1 or 2 more in the late 300s for this, but this is the last one. I think I got this off of, I don't remember, honestly. Another fairly important one, Daredevil number 105. This is important for a couple. Well, it's actually important for one reason. The other reason it's quote unquote important is it's like the first cover appearance of Moondragon. Whatever. So it goes for a bit more, but it is the last issue I needed of the 100s. So I have all the 100s taken care of. I already have all the 200s taken care of. I'm pretty close on the 300s, and then the rest of them are in the, less than 100, I guess would be the way to put that. But this is it's in fairly good shape. I'm pretty sure I got this off of Nucadia, so I got it for 25% off of what was, I think, an all right price. It wasn't a fantastic. The original price wasn't fantastic, but it was all right. But with the 25% off, Then we jump down to, well, I guess not too far, but we go down to Daredevil number 99. So we get nothing super significant. Hawkeye appearance. It's fun. Daredevil number 70. When I went to PlanetCon, I saw someone with this book in probably about the same shape or a little worse, and they had it for like $50 or something. And then I think I got this for like 15 or 20. So be careful at cons, people. It's doing this is tough, and there is risk to it, as we'll see in a minute, because you're not seeing the book in hand. But man, that con tax is high. Now we take a bit of a leap down. Daredevil number 23. This is a Gladiator appearance, not the first appearance, but it is a Gladiator appearance. I think the first Gladiator is 17. I don't know why I want to say 17. Somewhere around there. I think it's in the teens somewhere. But a nice low number. Daredevil. Now, the two that I was most excited for, I also ended up being the most disappointed in, unfortunately. These are the two that arrived from England, actually. It is number 38, which is a Doom appearance. This one goes for a bit more because of the Doom appearance. and being on the cover, and number 11, which is just it's low number, nothing super significant, but it is a low number. And here's the risk with buying things sight unseen. It's the risk, but it's also why you hope you get a good deal, because that's the risk you're kind of taking. I thought I was getting a really good deal on these. The number 11 was advertised as a fine, very fine, so like a 7.0. And the 38 was advertised as a fine, so a 6.0. And neither of those are close to what they actually are. The 11 has quite a bit of staining, a couple of tears, sunken staples, and like it's not a horrible looking book for a Daredevil 11, but it's no 7.0. It's definitely no 7.0. There's a pretty good number of creases on it. Is it good enough for my collection for what this book is? Yes. But it's not what I paid for. I paid for a 7.0. I did not get a 7.0, so I was pretty disappointed with that. The most egregious one is the 38. And this one I thought, I knew I was taking a risk because the price was like, that's a really good price for a Daredevil 38 at a fine. But we'll see. And to be honest, the way this dealer worked is if you bought $50 of stuff, shipping was free. So the main reason I got this from them and was willing to pay fine prices for what I thought was a fine, or not a fine, very good, fine, very fine, a 7.0. I didn't necessarily need this book in a 7.0, right? But the price was set as reasonable for a 7.0. Like, you know what? I will pay for this to get to $50, to get the free shipping, to get this at such a great deal. But this is not a great deal. So advertises a fine. From here you can probably see it's definitely not a fine. If you look along the spine, like look at that spine. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can. Look at how all that color break all along the spine. There's tape right here. Really, you can kind of see it right there. There you go. Yeah, that white, that's all up the spine. Then see how brown this is over here? That's all totally gross. The back is really bad. There's a bunch of creases, and the staples are getting a bit rusty. And on the last page, there's a big chunk cut out of it. So, like, nowhere near fine. Nowhere near fine. So I was pretty disappointed. But I did contact the seller. I let him know. I pointed out all the things with the book, what I thought their grades were. And they refunded me an amount that I thought was fair. It does kind of suck. Like, I will keep this and put this towards my collection. This will be my 11. Fine. I have it. Might as well. This I will not. This is not up to par. Especially with the page having a chunk snipped out of it. I'm not sure what was there. It looks like it was I think it was the letters page, and there was an image of something on the letters page that they'd cut out. But this cannot count towards the run, so I'll get rid of this in some way. Hopefully, make up a little bit more for kind of what I lost on this. But he I was very, I feel very understanding in my message to him. Like, look, I understand these things happen. I understand that when you buy something off the internet and you don't see it in hand. And this site, you don't see actual pictures of the thing. You just go by the grade and the descriptions that they had. So if I would have seen this, I'd have been right away like, that's no fine. But that wasn't the case. That's not how the site works, unfortunately. So I was like, I understand when you buy books sight unseen, you're going to have some disagreement with the grade, and that's happened before. But there's an amount of leeway to that, and calling this a fine, like, that's way out. That's way out of that range of leeway. This is a low grade, nowhere near a fine. But he came back with so it's like, what do you want to do? What do you think would make this right? And he offered a number to refund me. He's not going to want me to send him back because, again, shipping to London would definitely not be worth it. So he just refunded me an amount, and it seemed fair. If I can sell this for, it still kind of is what it is. If I can sell this for, I don't know, $15-20, something like that, then I'll be okay. And I guess I kind of end up getting an 11 at what I expected to get an 11 at in the condition I expected to get an 11 at. So in the end, it's not the end of the world, but it was this in particular was disappointing. I would have much rather pay what I paid, and these have been what they were advertised as. Then I would have been ecstatic with that. But it's not the way it is. You roll the dice sometimes, and sometimes you lose. But at least I didn't lose big. And I'm basically recovered from it. I think I ended up kind of neutral. So that's it. So I've got a total of 8 Daredevils, but only counting 7 towards the collection, which I think leaves 11 issues left. And I might have bought another one today that will be in my hands soon. But until then, until things are in hand and I've inspected them, I don't cross them off the list. Case in point, this was never crossed off the list until I had it in hand, or I wasn't going to cross it off the list until I had it in hand, and then I can see that, yep, good thing I didn't cross it off the list because it needs to stay there. But that's it. A handful of fun stuff to knock some runs down. I want to double check and see how close I am with this. But the Tales of the TMNT is such a pain in the butt of a run. I'd really like to get it done. I'm also thinking about just kind of fast tracking the Daredevil run just to kind of, I don't know, be done with it, I guess. It's really the only thing I'm kind of actively looking for these days as far as old comics go. So if I get that done, then a little bit of extra freedom, I guess. But that's it. Let me know your thoughts. Have you had any stories of buying things sight unseen and it being just immeasurably worse than what it was supposed to be? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.